What's up guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of my MotoGP Rider Career Mode, and we are here for the next race in San Marino for MISANO, the Marco Simoncelli circuit, and I'm looking forward to this one, and fingers crossed we can have a good race. But first of all, if you did miss the last episode at Silverstone, then I do urge you to click the card annotation in the top right hand corner of your screen. But going to MISANO, the pressure is on. We need to win this race, and not just this one, we need to win a couple of races, so the pressure is really on. MISANO is a track where I've gone very well in the past, and I'm hoping to go well here today. And I think I can win. This is definitely a winnable race for me, and one that I feel confident I can get the job done. So fingers crossed it works out for us. But you know, with 6 races to go, we're about 65 points adrift in the championship. We need to win at least 3 or 4 races back to back. And we need to win at least 4 of the remaining 6 to really give us any sort of chance going into Valencia. So let's see how it goes, and we're going to jump straight into qualifying for MISANO, and let's see how far up the grid we can put our Ducati. Right, here we go, first lap in Q1, and it's looking pretty good, 2 tenths up in the third sector as we now go through the final corner, just trying to tackle it right, nice and aggressive on the throttle, and this should be good enough for first place, if not then pretty close, and there we go, P2, so that should be enough to be fair, unless we get surprised, so I think I'm going to just settle on that one and hope that lap gets me through. Right, so it was close, but we do manage to get through in second place. We managed to beat just Petrucci and Redding on the other 2 Ducatis there. Very close, pretty much a tenth covering us 3 Ducatis there for the battle for second spot. Jonas Folger in the second Tech 3 gets through there in first place, but we're now going to jump into Q2. Okay, currently 2 tenths down through sector 3. We're going to throw it into the final corner here and hope that it sticks. There we go, on the power nice and early. Probably could have gone with third gear there, but here we go up to the line. Is it a good lap? It's not too bad. It's a pretty good opener, and that's P4 for us, as we cut turn 1 a little bit there, but we're going to go for another lap here, see if we can improve on that. Right, I've had an absolutely brilliant third sector this time. Just under 2 tenths up in the third sector. This could be the one. I'm going to re-throw it into the final corner here. Second gear, short shift to third to get the traction down. Probably lost a bit of momentum there, but we're going to keep a nice tight line running up to the line. Do we go fastest? Not quite. We just miss out, which is unfortunate, so we'll try for one more, but I think pole is definitely possible here. Here we go. This is the one. Red, fastest in the first sector. This is looking good so far. Purple in the second sector, quarter of a second up. This is looking very good so far. 3, almost 4 tenths up here. This is looking very, very good. Just the final sector to go here. Let's try and get this absolutely perfect. A little bit wide out of here, which is not going to help. We're going to sort of throw it into the final corner. Take an early apex, really use the curb on the inside. Second gear action. There we go, that was much better. We're going to try and pull this one to the left-hand side across the line. Do we make it? Yes, we do. And this time we've pulled it out of the bag. There we go, that is what I'm talking about. Pole position at MISANO with 20 seconds to go. Right then, there we have it. Pole position at MISANO. Really good lap there in the final Q2 attempt. And we just edge out Maverick Vinales. And then Marcus and Valentino Rossi very closely split. And we're a half a second faster than the closest Ducati in the form of Andrea Dovizioso. And 9 tenths faster than Jorge Lorenzo. So a really good performance here in Q2. And hopefully we can convert this pole position into a positive result tomorrow in the race. Right then, here we go. We're going to get ready to the red lights. Lights out and away we go in MISANO. It's a pretty okay start, but nothing spectacular by any means. We've got a bit of a shaky one, and we've dropped through the pack quite considerably here, so not a great start, but we're going to make up the positions as we got the inside of Iannone there, and also Pedrosa, Iannone back up my inside, and Danny not too far behind either. Let's see if we can make up the places here. I feel confident in my race pace and just my pace overall, because obviously qualifying proved that I've got a pretty quick bike, and also I can chuck it around here quite nicely, so let's see what we can do. Marquez now was momentarily in the lead, now down to P5. Just that's how quick the landscape changes here at MISANO, and we're going to try and maybe have a look on the brakes here into this next left-hander. Nice and late, getting up the inside of Marquez, a little bit of a late move, forcing him out wide a little bit there, but we've made it work, and we're up into P5, so recovering positions here. Now we're breaking hard into the hairpin, braking very late, locking up the tyre a little bit. Going to straighten the bike up for the back straight. This is where we can gain a lot of time. This third sector is where I'm the fastest. Obviously, that thanks to the Ducati power, and also I'm just pretty good at throwing the bike into these corners. So here we go. Iannone, former Ducati rider himself in his own right. Let's see if we can get past him, maybe the Maniac, as he's known. I feel confident that we can make something happen. So let's see. If we take it very easily, we can definitely have a good race. Dobby, though, has had a great start into P2, and also Valentino as well, a man who's got a great record around this track in the Yamaha. In the leaders, we got the inside of Iannone there, great overtake, up into P4. So recovering positions after a shaky start, but P4 at the end of lap 1, not too bad. I've never had a good start in this game because I'm doing the manual start where I change gear when the lights go out, because people have asked me to do that. Obviously, you guys back in the day were saying it was a bit of a cheat to just start in first gear and basically get off the line in sync with the AI. So I'm doing the manual start. So let's see if we can obviously recover from that manual start. Right now we're looking pretty racy and we're catching up to this front three here. Rossi setting the pace up front with Dobby and Vinales not too far behind, but the bike feels brilliant in race conditions here, and I'm absolutely nailing every single corner at the minute, and we're looking very good. Got a nice bit of a distance already to the bike behind, so we can maybe look for the move here as Vinales goes up the inside of Dobby, my teammate, into the left-hander. He's made it work, to be fair to him. Credit to him. We're going to burn out the rear tyre and try and get on the back of Dobby and try and maybe look for the move. Nice wide entry, bringing it down for the late apex. Going to try and straighten up the bike a little bit earlier. Squirt the throttle on, a little bit of a short shift to third gear. Here we go in the slipstream now of my teammate. Can we just throw the bike into this corner here? It's going to be close. We're going to look for the inside though on Dovizioso. Get up the inside there, my teammate. Brake hard. Dobby's going to look for the inside here. I'm going to have to leave him some room. He's my teammate after all, so we've got to be careful here. Dobby in a bit hot though into the hairpin. I'm going to squirt the throttle on a little bit before him and just take the early apex to close the door on Dobby. And there we go. Made it work. And we're now into P3. Yamaha 1-2 as it currently stands. And Dobby's still not done with me yet. But Vinales looking very racy at the minute. And he could be trying to go for that race win. Okay, here we go on lap 4. We're getting close to Vinales here. Rossi has just found a bit more pace. And has started to pull away from his teammate. We're going to go up the inside of Maverick here. Nice late braking manoeuvre up the inside of the Spaniard. And we've made it work beautifully. And we're back up into second place. So very nice manoeuvre there on the Yamaha ride, but Vinales back up my inside into the hairpin though, to be fair to him, to his credit, snapping right back at me here. We're going to squirt the throttle on the nice and early, the Ducati power really showing there, and we fly past Vinales again, and now this is where we gain our time, so we're going to throw it into this little section and really try and gain some time on Valentino, really playing around with the bike, with the gears and also the braking acceleration. We get it a little bit wrong into there though, that might allow Maverick back up my inside. I'm going to cover off, take an early apex just in case. And we're going to hold on to that second place now. And now the hunt for Rossi begins as we go on to the start of lap number 5 here. But I definitely feel good. I've run a little bit hot into there, to be fair. I've got the back end sliding out, which is not good. Tyre overheating a little bit on the rear end. But here we go, lap 5. Let's try and pursue Valentino Rossi, the doctor himself. Right into the hairpin, taking a bit of an early apex this time. Squirting the throttle on a little bit earlier. But Valentino actually gets some really good traction out of the corner. But here we go, we're buried deep in the slipstream of that Yamaha M1, and we're just going to brake very early here into this just to make sure we don't hit the back of Valentino. Up the inside here, maybe a little bit of contact, but no way through. Going to go for the wider entry here to try and set myself up for a move on Valet, but he brakes very late. The late braking maestro himself, who it's going to be hard to beat on the brakes here. Valentino putting his bike in a great position. We slide up the inside though here at the penultimate corner and make the move, and we switch back underneath him. Valentino though braking very late into the final corner, getting me almost around my outside, but it's no use. We've taken the race lead, and we're going to go on to lap 6, looking pretty good here. Got on the curb a little bit there, which isn't ideal. We're going to run a little bit wide. Got to bring the bike back in to the apex if possible. Lap 6 now, 2 laps to go in this race. We've got to be very comfortable in defensive positions because Valet isn't going to let this one go without a fight. As you can see, braking very late there, just sort of set me offline. I get on the curb a bit. Valentino just breathing down my neck at the minute. And, oh, there you go. There it is. He just snapped straight back past me there. And I was about to turn in. I just saw him coming and I had to turn out the corner. But Valentino, very feisty here. Obviously, this is pretty much in his backyard. He doesn't want to let this victory slide. He lives, I think, like very near to this track. So he's going to want to win this one for the fans. And I can understand it. But I've got a championship at stake here. And he's one of my rivals and I have to beat him. Right, onto the final lap. Rossi really has switched up the pace here and he's really running away with it. We're going to have to need a big final lap to really try and get close to him. I went for the double medium tyre. Probably could have gone a little bit softer because I've still got plenty of tyres left. Either way, this is going to get very intense now. The climax of this race and the climax of this lap. We're going to go sort of for the early throttle application here. We're getting closer to Valentino. This lap has been very good. I wonder if Valentino maybe on the double soft might be running out of tyres now and he might be struggling a bit. Either way, we're getting close. I'm going to try and squirt the throttle on a bit early here, but we're just running out of the tyres a little bit there. A little bit of a squirmish rear end, but we're going to have to really throw the bike in here if we want to try and get close to Valle. So here we go, really hoping the tyres hold on here as we throw it into these corners. And look at this, we've got so close to Valentino, and we've hit the deck. We've clipped the curb and we've gone down. Not ideal. And such a late stage in this race, we're going to drop down to P4, which is unfortunate. And Dovi has actually re-overtaken us here, which is very unfortunate. Got some damage to the bike possibly, but we're going to try and bring this one home, which is unfortunate because that was looking like a race win for us. But instead we've let it slide to the Yamahas there. And it's a big crash right when it mattered the most. I went in a little bit too hot into that right-hander. And ultimately, I paid the price, and we're going to come home in a disappointing 4th place after starting from pole position here. But we had the pace, really. I mean, I'll give Rossi credit. In that last 2 laps, he really did almost sort of just hiding his pace a bit, because he really just sort of just switched it on a bit there. But overall, as you can see, we come home in P4. Rossi wins it. We do take home the fastest lap, because at the start of the race, when we had to recover, we was actually doing some really good lap times. But disappointing all in all, because that's a lot of points dropped, and that's another opportunity where we might have let the championship slide, which is unfortunate for us. But yeah, overall disappointing race here, and we can't do no better than 4th. If we look at the Riders' Championship, as you can see, we dropped down to 83 points adrift, and we're really far behind now. And to be honest with you, I think the best chance and the realistic target now is to get 3rd place and beat Marquez, because Rossi and Vinales look a little bit too out of sight for me at the minute. But in terms of the constructors, you can see Yamaha extend the lead, and they're now 50 points clear of Ducati, and also in the actual team rankings as well, they extend their lead slightly, and they're 23 points ahead of us. So overall, all in all, a frustrating race, and yeah, just that poor start really, and also recovered the field really nicely, but ultimately that small mistake really cost me dearly. Either way, that is going to be it for this episode of MotoGP, guys. If you have enjoyed it, then please do leave a like on the video. Let's try and smash 100 likes for this episode. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here for plenty more MotoGP and F1 content. And if you have missed these 2 videos on screen, then I do urge you to go check them out if you have missed them by chance. But other than that, guys, I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye.